Hello dear traders, this is Petko Aleksandrov from EA Forex Academy, and in this lecture I would like to give you a little bit more information about the Expert Advisor Studio. So basically this is the strategy builder that we are using in the academy. One of the strategies builder, the other one is the FSB Pro. This one over here where you have also 14 days free trial. Basically the difference of the two is that Forex Strategy Builder Professional works with custom indicators as well. It has higher time frames as filters. So for example, if you trade on M5, you can have M15, H1, H4 as filters to enter into the position, and as well Forex Strategy Builder needs to be installed on your computer in order to use it. EA Studio is web-based. It means that you can use it from any browser, works well with Chrome, and also you can use it on a couple of Windows. So you can simply run 3, 4, 5 generators or reactors in the same time. And Expert Advisor Studio as well works with the indicators from MetaTrader 4, only with those. That's why it's quite faster. Okay, and simply said, the strategies, the code for the strategies is much more simpler. Okay, and the other thing is that we have this powerful tool here, the Reactor, which makes all of the process automatically, but I will explain in details a little bit later. So the thing here is you have another 15 days free trial for EA Studio, so you can register as I have explained in the previous lecture. So guys, what is the strategy builder? Let's make it from the beginning. So we use strategies builders in order to create strategies which are automated, which have rules to enter, like long entry, long exit. So what are the rules to enter in a long position, what are the rules to exit in a long position, and you can see the result immediately. And we can simply export these strategies as expert advisors with these strategy builders, so we don't need to pay to developers to make this for us, because if you pay to any IT company or any developer like a freelancer, it takes a lot of time, guys. It costs a lot of money as well. I have done that already. It was a very horrible process for me. I was working for this Swiss company as an institutional trader, and one of my job as well was to communicate with the developers to automate the strategies that we were using. So basically we were sending these strategies to them, manual explanations, so they were trying to do it automatically. It was taking so long time, nearly 2 to 3, 4 weeks, and the cost for this is quite expensive as well. A normal expert advisor with 2, 3, 4 entry conditions is somewhere between $200 to $500, and it's full of mistakes. At the end of the day, when we were trying to use this software for trading, obviously there were a lot of mistakes. So we avoid now the whole process with these developers thing, which I really had a bad experience with that. And what this strategy builder does, it exports from over here the ready strategies with one click actually, which is really fantastic, really quick. So how does this thing work? So let's say you choose a strategy somewhere from internet, you like the strategy, nice name, nice profit shown over there, and there are some entry conditions, some exit conditions. They show you what is the stop loss, what is the take profit, when you should enter, and so on and so on. And what you do, you learn the system and you start testing it, okay, on a demo account normally. After some times you see that the system is not so stable, something is missing, you should try another thing, you should add some indicators, and so on and so on. So if you use this system over here, the one that you just chose from internet, you can simply add your entry conditions over here. So let's say we are having this system where the moving averages are crossing, which is very famous, and we have two moving averages with periods of 12 and 26, and you click on accept, and this is the amazing thing here, guys. You see the result immediately. So let's say your system is having stop loss of 30 pips and take profit of 90 pips, so it's 3 to 1, and you see the result immediately. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. When you test the strategy manually, first of all, you don't know what is the result, right? Because they show huge profits, but you don't see the exact results with the time. So right here, with every change you do from the entry or the exit condition, you see it immediately on the balance chart. And as well, every change you do to any of the indicators. So let's change, for example, fast moving average to 20. You click on accept, you can see another horrible result. So just now I took imaginary system, I put an entry condition, I put stop loss and take profit, and I saw the results. So I didn't spend weeks of time to test this strategy to realize that it's actually losing strategy. And this result is very real, as you saw in the beginning of the course, where I'm explaining how you import the history data. You should see that if you backtest it on MetaTrader, you will receive the same result over there. So this is the thing if you want to make your strategy automatically. So if you have an existing strategy, simply you can put the rules over here, the entry and the exit rules, the stop loss, the take profit. You can add few entries and you will see immediately the result. Also, on the indicator chart, you can see where the trades were executed, where they were closed. So you can see here we have this short trade after the two moving average crossed. So guys, this is the indicator chart. You can see as well the journal. So here are the orders that were executed, the positions, and you can see exactly the prices and the profit. Okay, and you can compare it as well with MetaTrader. But if you have imported your history data correctly, it should match 100%. Okay, and the other one is the stat info, so you can see exactly in details how many count of trades you had, how much was the drawdown, how much the average profit per day, and so on and so on. And this is very important as well, because if you test the strategy manually, guys, you're not testing it 24 hours every day, right? You will test it few times during the day. You will open a couple of trades and you will make conclusion which is not 100% correct, simply because you're not in front of the computer all the time. I'm talking here, of course, about the strategies that are not connected with any trading hours. Okay, so what I mean is that by this software, simply we save a lot of time about testing the strategies and about exporting them as expert advisor, so you don't need to pay to any IT or developer. Okay, so the next thing is the generator. So the generator is a powerful tool from EA Studio which generates strategies for you. So let me log in and I will show you what I mean. It has two different options. So one is the generator and the other thing is the reactor. The validator is quite different. So the generator uses the predefined data source that you uploaded. You select a symbol that you wish to trade. So let's use, for example, the cryptocurrencies, because this is what we are doing over here. And you choose the selected period, the period you want to trade, time frame that you want to trade. Here you define what strategies you want to have, how much should be the stop loss, how much should be the take profit. Do you want to use stop loss at all or not, or you want to use only take profit, for example, and what settings you would like to have. So working minutes, you can set it even as long as you wish. I normally set it nearly 8 hours, so I do it over the night. So let's say I do it for 500 minutes. How you want to select your strategies? Obviously, the net balance is the thing that we want to have more. And out of sample or enough sample, you can use this tool as well. Here, you can choose acceptance criteria. So basically, this is how would you like to have your strategy selected, how many count of trades you want to have, the maximum biggest bar, the minimum net profit, and the generator will create strategies for you that only fit this acceptance criteria. Okay, and when I click start, guys, you can see how quickly this generator is working. These are the calculated strategies. This is like really unbelievable in the beginning when you see it, but with the time you can get used with it, and it will generate with strategies only the ones that fulfills the rules that I have set over here. Okay, so let's stop it now. I will not wait till the end, and I have two of the collections that I have chosen over here for my course. So let's choose this strategy, the Ripple strategy on M50. So once you have generated strategy, guys, what you do, you go through the Monte Carlo, you go through the optimizer. So the optimizer is the tool where you can actually optimize your strategy. Be very careful with that, because if you don't have enough historical data, you should not really optimize your strategy. And also, if you have these EAs, if you wish to trade with these EAs or any EA, guys, you buy, it's very recommendable for you to optimize the strategy for your broker, okay, over the history data of your broker. This is essentially important when you buy an expert advisor to optimize it. You can do this as well with BetaTrader 4 or 5, but the optimizer and the backtester there is not really reliable. I'm not going to talk about that right now. You can find a lot on internet for it. So simply said, if you want to optimize your strategy, you can do it with the strategy builder. It's very good to do it when you have a lot of history data, and as well it's good to use steps higher or rounded numbers for the indicators when you're optimizing, so you will avoid the over optimization. So what means over optimization, guys? If I optimize the strategy, I will see a better profit line over here, but this is because the strategy builder will find me input for the indicators that fits the best this period of time. But as I said in this course, I'm not using huge historical data because I wanted to do it from your point of view when you don't have a lot of historical data. Okay, so in order to optimize it, you need to collect more historical data. Simply leave your MetaTrader running 24/7 and it will generate for you more historical data with the time going. After that, you can optimize it, or once again I say, if you buy an expert advisor, if you receive an already expert advisor which was actually created for a different broker, you need to optimize it for your broker to make sure it works with your broker, because really guys, every broker shows so much different prices every day. You cannot imagine that. So the next thing is the Monte Carlo. This is the very important thing as well. Here you can do simulations about market variations, about randomized history data, a randomized spread. So if you have a huge spread, it's very good to test this one. If you have execution problems as well with your broker, or strategy variations, again to avoid the over optimization, okay, and you need to see whether this strategy fulfills the Monte Carlo, how many tests you want. So from over here you can choose how many tests. You can have the validation, how minimum count of trades as well for the Monte Carlo. This is the confidence table. Simulation chart is the one over here. So it's a lot of tools with the Monte Carlo. The idea is that if you use the Monte Carlo, it will simply try to break your strategy before you run it on the MetaTrader. So the multi-market, guys, is something which is very interesting. subject that causes a lot of arguments between traders of algorithmic trading. I'm not a huge fan of it, and I will explain to you why. Because when you're using multi-market, this is like a test if this strategy that you're having will be trading as well on the other markets. But at the end of the day, this strategy was not created for the other markets, right? So why it should work over there? This is the huge question we have. But it's very good when you have, for example, the currencies and you have created strategy for euro dollar and you have like 5 or 6, 7 other currencies. It's good to see if this strategy will perform well on some of the others, but if it loses on all of the others, probably there is something wrong with the strategy. Okay, but I again say probably. Maybe there is, maybe there is no. So you need to find out, and it's a lot of tools over here you can use to find that out. Okay, so I will show you now. For example, if I click start, you see this strategy works with the Ripple. With the Bitcoin and Ethereum is totally losing. But again, I say this doesn't bother me because this strategy was not created for these two. Okay, so simply you can ignore that when you're testing different markets, because for me the cryptocurrencies, each one is totally different market. Okay, it's totally different market. It's like you compare gold and soybeans, okay, or gold and cable. So nothing in common. Each cryptocurrency is totally different. The creation is different. Prices are totally different nowadays. So it's totally different market. Keep that in mind. Anyway, multi-market is very nice too. So if you have a strategy that performs well on the other markets, simply go and use it on the other market as well. Okay? Hope that's clear. So the next thing we have, guys, the report. Okay, you can see the report of each strategy as I showed you here. This is the stat info, the indicator chart, the balance chart, the journal. Okay, and so what is the OOS monitor? This is something really interesting and nice, something that caused a lot of argues as well. The idea here is that you can select this green period and you can test your strategy only over this period over here. I'm explaining it very simply. So you can see what will be the results after that. So for example, you can divide your period of history data on 3 pieces. You can test it on 66% and leave 33% not going, like 30%, which is the case over here, and you will see how your strategy performs after that. Okay, there are a lot of ways to use that. I'm not going into details now. So after our generator creates strategies, they go to collection. You can see here all of the collections. You can see the most important information we need, and you can download the whole collection. So after that, when you import more history data, you just upload your collection again and you can recalculate it with the newest historical data, and you don't need to run the generator again. Okay, the next thing, guys, is the Reactor. This is the thing from 2017, and basically that thing changed EA Studio quite a lot, and I can say really good job to the developers of Forex software company. Simply said, guys, the Reactor does the whole thing that I explained to you automatically. Okay, so what you see here is the history data. So you define it again as with the generator. You put your strategy properties, your acceptance criteria with the generator settings. Okay, and then you select whether you want to use optimization. Let's say we have a huge historical data and we want to use the optimization. After that, you can use as well all data validation, the OOS that I showed you. You want to use the Monte Carlo as well, and you want to use the multi-market as well. As I said, works well when you have a normal currency. You can see all the selected tools that you want to use are right over here. So when you click start, guys, what happens is that the generator start calculating strategies. The ones that will pass the validation, they will go to the optimizer. The ones that will pass the optimization validation, they will go to all data validation, they will go through Monte Carlo to multi-market, and at the end of the day, in your collection, you will have only the robust strategies, the ones that passed all these tests. This happens fully automatically, which is really, really nice, guys. This reactor saves us so much time because it does all automatically, and this is really the thing that most of the traders now prefer EA Studio from FSB, because simply it saves a lot of time. But at the end of the day, the two softwares are quite different. It depends really what kind of strategies you are trading and what kind of strategies you want to export as expert advisors. The third thing here is the validator. What this thing does, the validator, you can see here, what does it say? Drop files here or click to upload collections experts or portfolio experts. So if you have collection, let's say from 2 months ago, you can simply drop it over here. You can drop expert advisors you've created a year ago, or a whole folders even. And when you click start, the validator will validate for you again with the fresh historical data, only the ones that are performing, that are passing the validation. And simply you don't need to do everything over and over again. Once you have your collections, save them in folders, put them in order, put your work in order, very important, guys. And after that, you just need to recalculate those with the validator. So this is pretty much about it. You have the tools over here. You have the settings. The working hours is a new tool from the middle of 2017. So simply here you can predefine the trading session if your broker is working only till 11:45 and it opens, let's say, midnight, 30 minutes after that. You should put that thing here. If you want to close your trades on Friday at 11 a.m. London time, let's say, you can set it from here. Okay, and from here you choose what account currency would you like to have, what initial account you want to trade with, what is the leverage. So try to make it as similar as possible to your trading account with your broker. Okay, here is the acceptance criteria which I have explained to you. You can use a lot of tools from over here, so you can choose the maximum drawdown you want to have. Okay, how many percent? So you should like to have strategies with no more than 10 to 20% of drawdown, and so on and so on. Here you can choose what indicators you want to have. Okay, so simply you can generate strategies only with some indicators that you really like and you don't want to use all of the indicators. So from here you just need to untick them. Okay, and about the data, this is the data horizon, how many maximum bars you would like to have in your backtesting. The maximum you can have is 200,000 with EA Studio, which is pretty much enough. Okay, and from here you can use as well, use start date limit and use end date limit if you wish, or the best thing is you use the whole data available. And from data import is from where you actually import your historical data, and from here you can download the EA Studio data export script for MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5, depends which one you're using. So this is pretty much about the strategy builder, guys, a really professional tool to export expert advisors, to create strategies, to generate strategies. And as you know, the whole idea in the academy and the whole idea actually is that we create many expert advisors, we create hundreds of strategies, we test them, but we test them first over here with all the tools. The one that pass all these validations, we test on demo accounts, and after that, we select only the best performers to trade on the live account. And if at any moment one of these best performers starts to lose, we replace it with another strategy that is already generated, tested, optimized, and so on. And this way, we are not limited with the strategies we're having. We have hundreds of those, and it's easy to do it all. Just you need to organize your work in order to follow the strategies, in order not to do it all over again, but simply to always trade the best strategies that you have. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye bye.